Hello everyone and welcome to the live stream form live stream for Flemington. Aurie Star Day tomorrow. Group 3, the feature is race 7 on the card, and I'm not going to spend too much time talking. Let's get on with what we've got to get through. We'll start with a review of Caulfield last week. Pretty tough day. Let's go through it. Ole Dancer and Kennyworth in the first. Ole Dancer gets the job done. And then 3 horses equal on top in race 2, Namesake, Chinqui and Verdú. Verdú was the closest out of the 3, but Pop Award wins. Dictionary, Jimmy the Bear and Shahuli were all on equal points in this race. I lent the way of Shahuli and that was the worst of the 3. Batfleck was actually travelling okay at the 500 metres. I got a little bit excited. I think it finished top half. For a 200 to 1 shot, I thought that was pretty good. Noetzi, Behaviour and Dobkins in race 5. At least Behaviour was in the top 3. Equal points. Shadavar did nothing. New Look was good but didn't win. Regal Vow, nowhere to be seen. Barrakill didn't run. Kalos and Inhibitions did nothing. Very handy horse, Bridal Waltz. And then Fire Vetna did nothing. Keep Your Cool did nothing. And Sassy Boom probably wins if it's in the better ground, but Windstorm was in the better ground. The quaddies didn't go too well last week. The only one in the skinny early quaddie we had was Behaviour in race 5. In the longer quaddie, we got Behaviour, but also Dictionary. The skinny late quaddie got nothing. The longer quaddie, Bridal Waltz is in here, and who won race 7? El Rocco's in here. I think I threw El Rocco in because I said, it likes wet tracks. So let's have a look at what we're dealing with on tomorrow at Flemington. Rail out 10 metres. It's going to be a soft 5, good 4, unlikely, but there's no rain around, so we could get an upgrade. There's going to be a little bit of wind, but only about 5 k's an hour, so it won't affect the races at all. These are the races we got tomorrow. I should add this at the start because I am with Zoo Sensation for all those that watched my preview. In race 6, I forgot to add that horse in, and I'm not adding any other selections into the unit plays for tomorrow at Flemington, so this is what we're looking at the moment. We're still going to go through race 6 to identify the quaddies and all that, but let's do it. We're going to take a look at the first race, which is very even. I don't have many form factors here in this field of 5. The 3-year-old benchmark 70, 1400. Second to third up, they're in the right stage of their preps for this, very early 3-year-olds. And then impressive in maiden. I just want a superstar. That's all I want. Make sure to put in the chat who you're with in race 1. So, because for a field of 5, it won't take long to go through them. So, by the time I look over, we should have. I'll just refresh this because 6 is out. It ran today at Cranbourne. So, we're looking for second to third up. We'll start up here. And every single horse is going to get a point. So, that was pointless. Now we want a horse that was impressive in their maiden. So, Hillier at Newcastle. Starts at $1.80, which is pretty good. Only wins by a quarter of a length, so not sure. I'm going to have to play hardball here because we've got one more form factor left and every horse is on the same amount of points. Crossbow, it couldn't win its maiden. Even though Central Coast was a good horse, Central Coast shouldn't have won that race, and it still did. Then it comes out and runs second behind Tomato Toasty. It was probably pretty unlucky that day, Crossbow. Our Chief won its maiden by 4 lengths on Emperor Zoo and Zupper and Glacier, who started favourite against Arcora. Signature Scent wins on a Saturday. I'm going to give Our Chief a point. Exit, it won, beating Expulsion, who won impressively today at Cranbourne, although the pattern was in its favour. It's $2.10. Yeah, I don't mind it, but I'm quite excited about Our Chief, actually. The Steps is in the chat. Just nailed the Coffs Harbour Cup winner. Well done, mate. You're a very good tipster. top of the Fan Cup and doing very well. So look, in this first race, impressive in maiden. I'll give 1 point to Our Chief and half a point to Exit. I've got to lean to Our Chief. That maiden win at Geelong was superb. Even though Craig Williams gets off, he would have been riding this horse if he was riding at Flemington tomorrow. And then Exit in for second. Our Chief for me. Steps likes Crossbow. Well, I can see why. Actually, I can see why you like any horse in this race. It's a field of 5. Crossbow has the Sydney form. So let's move on to the first leg of the early quaddie, which is an open handicap or a quality, as some other people call it, over the 2,530 metres. Thanks to everyone who's watching the live stream currently. 13 people currently in the live stream. Thank you very much for taking times out of your Friday afternoons just to watch me look at horses. Okay, so top 3 last start in a Saturday race. I want a horse that's in form. Settles in the first half of the field. I think with the rail out 10, it's going to be hard to make ground there on tomorrow. And good jockey. I always like good jockeys in these staying races. So I'm talking like a really good jockey, like one that you look at when you've got a bet on and you go, yeah, he or she is good. So let's start with the first one. Casino 17. It ran second here, but it didn't do anything here. It ran 7th. I'm going to give it a half a point because it ran second up there. Changing of the guard, 8th, but it started decent SP. I might give it a half a point as well, me being generous. Post Impressionist, it's first up. I don't really want a horse that's first up. I'll skip past it for now. Wycliffe, no. Dakin, nah. Bold Soul, 4th, but it was second here. Yeah, I'll give it a half a point. Mukta Mill, it ran second, and Samuel Langhorne ran 3rd. So, input those results. Settles in the first half of the field, so there's 8 horses in the field. We're just going to slash the field in half. Top 4. Playlist runs in the last at Cranbourne. I actually backed it last week and it got scratched. So have to see how it goes, I guess, because if it can fix its manners, it'll go really well. So here, changing of the guard, and I think Bold Soul rolls forward. Craig Williams isn't on Mukta Mills, so it might... Alright. So there's 2 horses that clearly get back. Let's just forget about those horses for now. Changing of the guard definitely goes forward. It's going to get a point. And then the rest, you don't really know how these jockeys are going to... What am I going to do here? I'm just going to have to make an educated guess. I might go to the horse's form, actually. Casino 17, it doesn't have much gate speed, it doesn't look like. Wycliffe's out the back. Darkin managed to settle second in run last time. It's right up there. I think Bold Soul probably rolls forward. Mukta Mill, Craig Williams isn't on, so maybe it might take a sit. Samuel Langhorne will be prominent as well. You know, I'm going to give a point to, let's go back to the full field. Dakin, number 5. Bold Soul, number 6. And then I'm just going to leave it at that because I know those 3 horses are going to be prominent. So we'll input those results. And then good jockey. So I want a good jockey. Like you go, wow, that's a good jockey. And out of all those, I was hoping to see a Blake Shin or someone. But look, Jamie Mellon rode 100 winners in one season. And Ben Mellon's pretty good. This is just my judgment for this one. No stats. I'm going to give a point to Changing of the Guard and half a point to Post Impressionist. And with that, we've got a clear winner. The steps, I know you like our Darken. How did it go on the points? 1 point. At least it's better than Wycliffe. But Changing of the Guard will be my on top selection then in race number 2. Lloyd Williams. Let's take a further look at this horse when we get the chance. It's got the same colours as our Chief, but different. So Changing of the Guard ran first up in the Winter Cup behind Sir Lucan 6 weeks ago. Decent SP. It's got the 60 kilos. It's got good form back here, Group 3 level and listed level. I'm all right with that. Let's check its price. $7. That's pretty good. Although I don't like staying races, so I'll probably stay out of that one. But it's clear on the points, so we have to go with it. And here we go. Here comes the big fields down the Flemington Straight. Currently 18 horses to do battle in this race. And this is going to take a while, I reckon. So we look at the form factors for race 3. 5-year-old or less. So this is pretty much a 4-year-old or less. We're only, 2 days into the new season. So on a young up-and-comer, 2nd to 4th up, right stage of preparation, and SP under $10 last start. At Metro level, shows me they're up to the class. Vinny and the Steps have got our Darken. So for all of those watching at the moment, those are 2 very good judges. And it's one of Vinny's best bets as well. So Vinny and the Steps leads the Fan Cup, and Vinny's good at tipping. He's got ratings. Maybe we have to get on our Darken tomorrow. We all agreed the other week that Shining Smile would win, and it did. Maybe our Darken's the one tomorrow. And then in race 1, you've got Exit. Well, I can see why that is. It was very impressive on debut. So let's go through these categories. First of all, the 5-year-old category. So I'll just delete points off the ones that are older, because there's a lot of horses that are 5-year-old or less. I forgot to commentate what I'm doing, sorry. Excel and Fly, half a point. I stuff things up at the start there. Shame and She's Pretty Rich, half a points because they're 6. Riverina Power. Big Watch, half a point. Artistic Genius, point. I changed my mind. I'm not going to delete points. I'm just going to get it done. What number am I up to? All right, 2nd to 4th up. Right stage of preparation. Bezo, half a point, first up. Kappa 39, half a point. Epic Proportions, half a point. So for all those that don't know, 2nd to 4th up gets a point, and then in this case, 1st up and 5th up get half a points because they're close. Raikoki, point. Talbragar, half a point. Who's everybody with in race 3? Let me know. So by the time I look over at the chat, we can all have our answers. Our Couvar's going to get a point. Shame, point. She's Pretty Rich, half a point. Zethus, point. Oak Park Rebel, Big Watch get points, and Artistic Genius. Alright. Input those results. And then we get to one of the last categories. SP under $10 last start at Metro level. Bezo was $10. It'll get a point, although it's first up. Kappa 39, yes, but it's first up. Epic Proportions, yep. Raikoki, yes. Talbragar, no, but it was, yeah, it back here it started $9. De Bergerac, yes. The Shaper, yes. It's Metro level, isn't it? Yeah, Metro level. Excel and Fly, no. Prevailed, no, but it did here, so half a point. Gronkowski, yes. Alcuva, no. Shame, well, back here it did, so it might get a half a point. She's Pretty Rich, no. Riverina Power, no. Zathus, no. Oak Park Rebel, no. Big Watch, nah. And Artistic Genius, no. All right. So, at the end of all of this, got two horses on an equal amount of points, which is good. Oh, where's my mouse gone? What was that? De Bergerac and Rycoke ahead of Epic Proportions. I wasn't necessarily looking for horses first up, so I wouldn't worry too much about Bezo or Kappa. But Rycoke and De Bergerac are on what's going on here? Rycoke and De Bergerac, something's wrong with my mouse here, are on an equal amount of points. So let's put those into the Google Docs. This has happened all throughout the week with my laptop. Something's going on. Anyway, won't stop us from finding the winners. Vinny's currently at Cranbourne. Wow. Playlist. Everyone wants to know what Playlist is doing in the mounting yard. So, Steps, race 3 is a watch race. No bet. Well, I can see why it's a big field. Let's check the odds. Rycoke $19 and De Bergerac is a $3.30 favourite. That's pretty good. Main result De Bergerac and then the roughies Rycoke. Third up. I mean, 12 length defeat. It was wide here, I'm pretty sure, on a soft track, which it doesn't like. Back on don't know if it's going to be good, but it'll at least be a soft 5. Claim, wide draw down the straight. Third up. 5 weeks between runs. I think we might have found a roughie here. If everybody wants a roughie in race 3, I think Rycoke's the one. All right, race 4, field of 10. So not too many form factors here. First up or freshened, I think that a good horse coming back from a spell can win a benchmark 84 first Saturday meeting of the new season. And then last start winner, either a jump out or a race. So for those who have watched the live streams the past couple of weeks, especially at Flemington, you do know that I like horses that win their jump outs heading into the straight run. I don't know why, but for some reason that works for me. So we're looking for horses first up or freshened. So Mr. Exclusive, Veloce, Caro, Subliminal are all getting points. And then we're looking for horses with at least 4 weeks between runs, let's say. So out of the fit horses, it doesn't look like anything's fitting that category. So Exclusive, Caro, and Subliminal. Then last start winner, jump out or race. So we'll go through each of these horses. South of India ran 4th. Lose Some, Win More was a winner. Eye of the Fire, 4th. Mr. Exclusive, no, it was 6th and 13th. 2nd and 8th. Second's pretty good. I'll give a half a point to Veloce Caro. Call to Glory, 5th. It won its jump out, so I'll give it a half a point. Subliminal, it won its jump out. I'm giving it a point. Smart Little Miss, 9th. Documentary, 6th. Command Success, 2nd. Might get a half a point. All right, so we've got a horse clear on top here, and I expect it to be big odds. Subliminal fits the 2 categories. Who's everyone with in race number 4? And Vinny has Zoo Sensation. Well, I'm pretty sure you had him last time at Caulfield, so no reason to jump off. Let's have a look at the odds of Subliminal. $31. We found another roughie down the straight. Let's put that into the Google Docs. And we'll take a closer look at Subliminal's form to see if this is actually a chance or not. So it fits the bill because it's first up and it was a last start jump out winner. First up record, 4 starts for nothing. Okay, that doesn't fill with a great deal of confidence. Barrier blanket first time. Blinkers again. Stallion chain first time. Winkers off first time. So this pretty much means it can't go in the gates. It needs help going in the gates. Blinkers again I like as a gear change. And it switched that from Winkers. Finished second behind Cleo Cat here. That form would go close. Then it did nothing behind Samangu, nothing behind GG's, nothing behind Boston Rocks. Subliminal. Call to Glory for the steps. Julian Valance off the Foxcatcher likes Call to Glory as well. Jordan Weatherly's a good rider. Gate 1 will be alright tomorrow because the rail's out 10. I think Call to Glory's got to be some sort of a chance as well. I'll be with the 30-1 shot though. Let's try and get that one home. Okay, race 5. I'm gonna pause at 4th. Is 4:30 when playlist runs? Because if that's true, I'm gonna pause. Well, not stop the live stream, but I'm just gonna pause what I'm doing and watch the race. Can someone please confirm if playlist is running at 4:30 or not, so that I can tune in? Because it seems like the steps has a sizable wager on it. All right, so in this big field. Looking for 4th to 5th up, very specific. I think over the 2,000 metres, a horse that has this is going well. SP under $10 last start in the Metro. It means they're in the right stage of prep and they're up to the class. Good jockey. Again, it's sort of like a staying race, 2,000 metres. So we want like a Craig Williams isn't riding, but we want a Blake Shin or a Damian Lane or a Mark Zara or a Jamie Mellum, someone like that. And even though I said at the start, I think it might be a bit hard to make ground. I think in a big field like this, typically the pace is usually on early in a benchmark 78 field with this amount of size. So I think horses that are able to get that run off midfield to midfield are going to have the best runs in the race. And with the long Flemington straight, power home late. That rhymes. I'm assuming playlist is running at 4:30. On the drift out to 420, it was actually drifting last week as well before it got scratched. Marshall Music for Vinny and Mailbag Bloodstock. Alright, so 4th to 5th up. Aztec State is 3rd up, half a point. Amberite's going to get a point. Baby Rider, half a point. Flamin' Romans is going to get a point. Euphoric, nothing. New York Hurricane's going to get a point. Paradise Storm's going to get a half a point. Nation's Call's going to get a half a point. Katani Gardens is going to get a point. Almarac and Federer are going to get points. Tyke My Son is going to get a point, and so is Navy King. 11 points. No, we don't want... 111 points. No, we don't want that. Alright. It's the first one done. SP under $10 last start at Metro level. Aztec State $4. Tick. Amberite 31. No, but at SP'd $6.50 here. It's going to get a half a point. Baby Rider nothing. Flamin' Romans $11. That's pretty close, but it's going to get a half a point. Euphoric, like it started $5 here, so I'm going to give it a half a point. New York Hurricane, no. Vega Magnifico, nothing. Paradise Storm, that was Metro level in South Australia. It'll get a point. Morning Sun was pretty close, half a point. Nation's Call, point. Metro level, wasn't it? Yeah, Metro level. Katani Gardens, half a point. Almarac, nothing. Federer is going to get a point. Tyke My Son, half a point. And Navy King, nothing. Maisie is going to get a point. What's the time? 4:24. Playlist runs in 5 minutes. Everyone get on and watch playlist. Cranbourne race 8. Good jockey. Looking for just a good jockey. Like I said before, one of the names I mentioned before, Blake Shin and Jamie Mellon. Those are your A-grade jockeys. They're going to get points for their respective mounts, Federer and Maisie. And Swooper. This might take some time to figure out, but yeah, a horse that... Actually, I'm going to go through the horse's form that gets back, or is mapped to get back. So Aztec State, point. Amberite, I think, will roll forward. Baby Rider probably gets back. Yep. Flamin' Romans is drawn wide. When has it drawn wide in the past? It went back here. Sort of got to midfield here. Went forward here. I don't know what they're going to do with Flamin' Romans, but I'm going to give it a half a point because they might go back. Euphoric and New York Hurricane are both going to get points. Vega Magnifico, I think from that gate will go back. It'll get a point. Paradise Storm, point. Morning Sun, yeah, I'll give it a point too. I don't want to eliminate too many horses on this category because it's just a maybe. I'm not going to give anything to Nation's Call. Katani Gardens, nah, nothing. Maybe a half a point for Katani Gardens. I changed my mind. Almarac, half a point. Federer, well, it's been, yeah, okay. It's going to get a point, Federer. It's been sort of off midfield its past couple. Tyke My Son, point. Navy King rolls forward, I think, and Maisie can roll forward, but I'm going to give it a half a point. All right, so those are the final points for the final form factor in this race. Input those results in. We've got a horse well clear on top here, and it is Federer. Blake Shin, Kieran Ma. Anyone agree Federer? What's the odds? It's the $2.40 favourite, so we're not getting much meat on the bone. Anyone like Federer, or are we with a different horse? Race 6 now, so we already know my top selection, which is Zoo Sensation. But oops. We've got to try and figure out a quaddie, so that's why we're doing the rest of the field. So what we're looking for in this race, 2nd to 4th up, right stage of preparation. Settles on speed. I think the 1400 metre start with the rail out 10 usually suits horses closer to the speed at Flemington, and then competitive at Saturday level with this prep. These open handicaps are usually pretty even, so this is that category is just trying to eliminate all the ones that genuinely can't win. And I'm gonna get up on my phone Cranbourne. So my reaction is going to be delayed to the last race at Cranbourne because not only is my live stream delayed for you guys, but my phone's also delayed in real time. So you'll probably know the result of the race about a minute before I do. But I'll get that up. Let's fly through this first category. Munamek will get a point. Braden Star half a point. Run Harry Run's going to get a point. So is Cafe Millennium. So is Running By. Green Fly is going to get a half a point, and so is Rumbled Again, and Harmonious Sonora will get a point. Input those results. Alright, we'll get up this last race. I'll have it here, I'll be watching it. Alright, settles on speed, so we're looking for, just let's go with the first half of the field. So, Run Harry Run, Running By, there's a field of how many? About 10. Run Harry Run, Running By, Harmonious Sonora, Zoo Sensation. What does Rumbled Again do? It might go forward as well. I'll give a half a point to Rumbled Again. I'm going to give a point to Harmonious Sonora. Running By and Run Harry Run. Does Harmonious Sonora go forward? Oh yeah, it sort of does, but it sort of doesn't. It probably rolls forward with that lightweight. All right, I'll just go with that. It's a bit of a guess, but they're off at Cranbourne. Competitive at Saturday level this prep. So watch this first race at Cranbourne. Playlist is 3 wide no cover, is it? Yeah, it's 3 wide no cover. That's no good. That's what you hate to see when you're all hyped up to watch a horse run and then it gets stuck 3 wide no cover. If this favourite doesn't win of Enver Yusufovics, then it might never win again. Martial Music Travelling Playlist. Playlist hasn't gone away yet though. But Martial Music is about to get the gap. Martial Music gets the gap. Playlist trying. Room for Bingo still going. Now Martial Music knuckling down. Room for Bingo. They need to catch Room for Bingo. It's going to be a close finish, but Martial Music wins. Well done, Vinny. Playlist, Total Forgive. Total Forgive. Alright, so the last one is competitive at Saturday level this prep. We're just going to negate a point off the horses that don't have this, because most of them will have this, until I find one that hasn't. Rumbled Again first up and Harmonious Sonora. Okay, so Braden Star, -1. Rumbled Again, -1. Harmonious Sonora, -1. So there's 2 horses on 2 points here. Run Harry Run and Running By. Those 2 horses will be included in the quaddie. Now let's go to the Aurie Star, the feature of the day. What are the form factors for this one? The first one might be a bit confusing and has math symbols in it, but SP under $10 last start in a listed race or above and finished within 2 lengths. This tells me that they're up to a good class and their sound as a horse has run up to that class and what they've expected to be done by the market. Has won down the Flemington Straight before. I think that's important in a Group 3, and has run down the Flemington Straight this preparation. So if they've done this, then I reckon that they're pretty good chances, because I think the best form is the Victorian form for the Aurie Star. Usually the Sydney Raiders come down and don't fire a shot, but we'll see what the go is. We're looking for SP under $10 last start in a listed or above race. The Discovery is pretty much a listed race. I'll give Joyful Fortune 0.5 point. Marble 9, yep, it'll get a point. So will Lady in Pink. Danny St. Darcy, nothing. Miss Aurie is going to get a point. She Dances, well, it was $9. Oh, wait, within 2. I forgot to look for within 2 lengths. Miss Aurie is going to get 0.5 point. And Lady in Pink's only going to get 0.5 point as well. She Dances, 0.5 point. Bossy Nick, nothing. King of Rousseau, nothing. Splashback, nothing. Jenny the Fox, nothing. All right. So Marble 9 has won down the Flemington Straight. Joyful Fortune has point. Marble 9 has point. Lady in Pink has won at Flemington. What was that? Lady in Pink's sort of that 1400 metre horse, so I'm not sure what distance it won at. It won at 2000. Nah. Bandy's Boy, nothing. Danny St. Darcy, no. Miss Aria, never. She Dances, yep, point. Bossy Nick will get a point. King of Rousseau, nothing. Splashback, never down the straight. Jenny the Fox, nothing either. Who's everyone with in the feature? Adzi likes Marble 9. I think, judging off this at the moment, I'm going to like it as well. Has run down the Flemington Straight this prep. I think this is the good form reference here. For an Aurie Star, Joyful Fortune's first up doesn't get anything. Marble 9 gets a point. Nothing, 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 nothing. She Dances gets a point. Bossy Nick, nothing. It's first up. Nothing for King of Russo. Nothing for Splashback. Nothing for Jenny the Fox. So it's Marble 9, clear of She Dances, who's clear of the rest. Wrong sheet. Marble 9 is my on-top selection in the Aurie Star. I guess I love being with, as I said yesterday in my preview, with horses that just keep on winning. Martial Music, Splashback for the Steps. Well, I mean, it is very good. Very good horse, very exciting. 12 starts, 6 wins. I mean, surely this bloke's... What price is it? $5.50 last time I checked. $5.50 for Marble 9. Has won its past 3 races down the Flemington Straight. 2 of those 3 races have been at the same distance as what it faces. Liam Ridden's won his past 2 on the horse. Drawn well down the straight. Has straight experience. I'm actually pretty confident with that. Let's move to race 8. So 4 form factors here. 5-year-old or less, so young up and coming. Started SP $5 or under last start on a Saturday race. So this is very like, we want a really good horse here. Freshened, so not first up, but 4 weeks or more in between runs. 22 people currently in the live stream. Everyone's just knocked off from work, have they? Thank you everyone watching me at the moment. Has won a Saturday race this prep. This shows me they're up to the class. So let's start with the 5-year-olds or under. Once I write down all the numbers, which I forgot to do. I've got a field of 15 at the moment. And out of the 16 horses, there's one scratching, which is the 12 in Tijuana. So, sorry. El Soleado, half a point. Hard to Cross, Angry Skies will get half a point. Out of Compton, half a point. Whiskey on the Hill, half a point. Black Storm, half a point. One Long Day's going to get a point. Unseen Ruler and Hill Rip, half points. Too Darn Discreet's going to get a point. All right. Input those results in. Next one started SP under $5 last start on a Saturday. Let's go through that. El Soleado $7.50, not close enough, but it was close. I'm going to give El Soleado a half a point. Angry Skies, nothing. Out of Compton, $4.80, that's going to get a point. Think and Fly, nothing. Whiskey on the Hill, I mean, it was Melbourne Cup Day. I'm going to give it a point. I'll give it a half a point because it was first up. It sort of half doesn't count. Nothing. Well, One Long Day started $3.90 up here, but it was last prep. Half a point. Because I gave Whiskey on the Hill half a point, I've got to give One Long Day half a point as well. Back here it started $7.50. Not close enough. Nothing. Too Darn Discreet. Well, no, nothing. Far Flung, nothing. Half a point El Soleado, 1 point out of Compton. Whiskey on the Hill, half a point. One Long Day, half a point. Freshened, so once again, not looking for first uppers. I'm looking for horses that are just off a bit of a freshen up. Have the residual fitness is probably a better way of putting it. I'm looking. Nothing's popping up yet. Nothing's popping up yet. Absolutely nothing for that category. And then has won a Saturday race this preparation. El Soleado's second, beaten that much, half a point. Tara Mansour, nothing. Hard to Cross, nothing. Angry Skies, it won up here. It'll get a point. Out of Compton, no. Second beaten a half a length here. It's going to get a half a point. for being close. Nothing, more and more of nothing. Hill Rip was close here. I'll give it a half a point. Be generous. Too darn discreet. Nah, okay. So we'll input those results and see what we've got. Who's everyone with in race 8? And I gave a half a point to Hill Rip. So we've got a horse clearly on top here on 2 points out of Compton. Wide quaddy leg. Vinny likes Joyful Fortune and King of Rousseau. So we've got some differing opinions in race number 7. But out of Compton, got good form. Was good last start with the big weight. Gets Luke Cartwright's claim now. I don't mind out of Compton. I think it's going through its grades nicely. It'll be who I'm with in this race. And then, lastly, the mares benchmark 78 1400. So the first category is a bit of an interesting one. One of fillies and mares benchmark 70 at Sandown recently. So what I mean by that is I think that with mares 78s this time of year, the winter fillies and mares benchmark 70s on a Wednesday at Sandown usually are a good stepping stone for those really progressive mares in the new season. So that's what I'm judging it off. 4th to 5th up, pretty specific. And lightweight, we're going to cut the field in half, give all those horses a point, and then all the horses up there that have claims are also going to get a point. All right, so we'll start with, there's been some scratching since I last... Hold on. Let me do some repair work. Cindy Falls and Anahita are both out. Silver Cliff is also out. All right, Stylish. Ran in a fillies and mares 70 here, but it was at Caulfield. Won a benchmark 74 at Sandown. I can't give it the point. I'm looking for Sandown. I'm looking for a fillies and mares 70. Here we go. Finished 3rd. It was open class, but it won. Does that count? I prefer fillies and mares. I'm going to give Vienna Vixen a half a point, but it's pretty unlucky. Vinny likes 10 deep. We'll see how it goes in the point system. Honor Galore finished 3rd. How close is that? That's sort of all right. It's decent. Do I give it a half a point? 2.5 lengths off here, Impending Shadow. No. 10 deep. Well, its SP was good for a race of this caliber. I might almost give 10 deep a point. But I'm going to give it a half a point because it didn't win. Eagle Express, 650 it started. That's decent, but no, I'm not giving out free points like that. So there's only 2 horses that got points there. Vienna Vixen, 10 deep. 4th to 5th up, very specific, but let's go through them. Stylish is going to get a point. Terra Star, point. Vienna Vixen is going to get a point. Honor Galore, half a point. Illy Ivy will get a point. Jazza Fair, half a point. Pending Shadow's going to get a half a point. 10 Deep's going to get a point. Eagle Express and Southern Fire are both going to get points. And then one more form factor to go. Lightweight. So the field of 18 is now 13. So we're going to go the bottom 6 or 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll throw in the 9 as well. So they're all going to get points. 9 down. And we've got a horse clearly on top, and it is 10 deep. I will be with 10 deep tomorrow. So Vinny will be happy, who is also with 10 deep. It's got Luke Cartwright's claim as well. Late in the day, drawn out, 52 kilos, good SP profile, 10 deep. Electric Bell. I heard, what's his name? Nick Ashman say that Damian Lane, who's riding Electric Bell, 3 starts for 2 wins. Adsies with Illy Ivy. Good win last start. Up against the older mares now, but you never know. It was good. It brings a different form. Yep, Vinny's happy. What's 10 Deep's price? Do we get any meat on the bone? If it's anything above $5, I might nearly back it. $4.60. All right, so it's sort of... Yeah, we don't know. All right, so that's done. Now we're going to recap all the races, who I'm with, and then we're going to outline a quaddie. First race, reluctantly our chief. It's about $3.80. Changing of the guard in race 2, it's about $7. Raikoki, I think, is a really good rough in race 3, and De Bergerac as well, both on an equal amount of points. Subliminal at $31 in race 4 was a standout in terms of points. Federer was also a standout in terms of points. Zoo Sensation, I was with in my preview, so it's in. Marble 9 in the Aurie Star for me. Out of Compton in race 8 and 10 Deep in race 9. There's a lot more horses this week that are clear first on points compared to last week at Caulfield, where we had multiple horses on the same amount of points. So let's outline a quaddie. We'll start with race 2. We're looking a skinny quaddie. Changing of the guard was clear, and then Bold Soul's clear as well. So I might just go 2 and 6 in the first. Don't want changing on the guard on its own because it's about $7. 4 ahead of 6, and I might throw Epic Proportions in as well. Race 4, Subliminal, Veloce Caro, that might have to do. That leg's not getting up, is it? Nah, I can't see that leg getting up. Do we throw in Lose Some, Win More just so it has a realistic chance of getting up? I might do that, and we'll go 1 out on Federer. Because I'm going 1 out, I'm going to add in Lose Some, Win More, because I'm pretty sure Veloce Caro and Subliminal are double figures. So 2 by 3 is 6, by 3 is 18. Leaving out, what's its name? Documentary. I'm pretty sure that's some people's best bet tomorrow. And then we'll go for a longer quaddie. So 2, do we add in 5, 6, 7, and 8? Maybe for now we will, and we'll see if we can reduce it at the end with percentages and all that. I was reluctant to have these two because they were first up, so I might go 3, 4, 6, and then 13 and 14 are next. 3, 4, 6, 13, 14. Race 4. Mr. Exclusive is not too bad down the straight. 2, 4, 5, 7. There's no way that's getting up. And Federer, Aztec State, Paradise Storm, Tyke My Son, Macy. All of them? Well, it's a longer quaddie, so we might as well go all of them. Flemington's usually pretty even. 1, 9, 14, 16, 18. I won't be able to... Well, actually, 5 by 5 is 25, by 4 is 100, by 5 is 500. Okay, so maybe trim back the... If you're actually using this quaddie, then maybe trim the first leg. But I'm just going to leave it like that, because if race 4 gets up, the quaddie's going to pay big. All right, skinny quaddie. Race 6. Well, I like Zoo Sensation, so that has to go in. And I might add in Running By and Delicate Lady still in here. I don't know why. That's probably from last week. 4, 7, and 8. Zoo Sensation, Run Harry, Run and Running By. Race 7, 2 and 8. Clear. Marble 9 Sheet Answers. Race 8, Out of Compton, and then El Soleado, Angry Skies, One Long Day. I can't have all 4 of them on a skinny quaddie. Definitely 5. And I think 11, I've seen some people tipping 11, so we'll throw 11 in. And then race 9, that'll do. 15. Adzi likes Illy Ivy, and he's a very good supporter of the channel, so I'm going to throw in Illy Ivy for you, Adzi. 3 by 2 is 6, by 2 is 12, by 2 is 24. I could have gone 10 deep, 1 out, but nah. Alright, a longer quaddie now. Munamek, Cafe Millennium, Harmonious, Sonora. 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 11. Race 7. 2, 8, 1, 9. 1, 2, 8, 9. Joyful Fortune for Vinny, and then Marble 9, Sheet Answers, Bossy Nick. Race 8. 1, 4, 5, 11 for a start. And then how many horses are on 1 point? Whiskey on the Hill, Hill Rip, Too Darn Discreet. I'm going to throw in 14 and 15 because Whiskey on the Hill's first up, and I didn't want a first up horse. 9, 15, 17, 18. And Vienna Vixen had the Sandown form, so we'll throw that in as well. 6 by 4 is 24. By 6 is, testing my maths here, 144. By 5 is, look it up. $720. The Flemington quaddies usually pay pretty decent, so let's go for 100%. All right, so that's going to do it for, let's go through it one more time. Our Chief in race 1, Changing of the Guard in race 2, Raikoki the Value in race 3, De Bergerac also in race 3, Subliminal in race 4 at a price, Federer Clear in race 5, Zoo Sensation race 6, Marble 9 race 7, Out of Compton race 8, 10 deep race 9, $18 skinny quaddie, $500 longer quaddie, $24 skinny quaddie, and a $720 longer quaddie. Adzi, thank you for tuning in, and thank you everybody else for tuning in to this live stream. Hopefully, if you're getting tips from this, I've tipped you into a few winners. I do, just judging off going through the points and stuff, think that it's easier than last week, so that's always a good sign. And this has to load up again, which will take 10 seconds to load. Anyway, thanks everyone again for watching, and once I'm able to click on this button,